How can you not just wrap your arms around this Milwaukee Brewers team? Who does that? Has an 8-game winning streak and then a 10-game winning streak this summer. 2 winning streaks that long, and the Brewers 19 above the 500 mark. And don't look now, they're one of the best teams in baseball. All that and more coming up next. It's a Brewer Love Fest here on Locked On Brewers.
You are Locked On Brewers, your daily Milwaukee Brewers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The Brewers are playing so well right now, and usually when training camp starts for the Green Bay Packers, attention tends to slightly go in that direction. The Packers are the state team here in Wisconsin. My favorite team, the Milwaukee Brewers, but it does happen. And I'm telling you right now, even though the Packers are the Packers, people have caught Brewer fever here in the state of Wisconsin, and how can you not? Hey, everybody, Chuck Freeman. Locked On Brewers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Longtime sportscaster, proud host of Locked On Brewers here on the Locked On Podcast Network. And what a weekend. I mean, they went in Los Angeles after the Brewers swept the Dodgers 3 straight last week, right before the All-Star break. They swept them 3 straight. The Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday before the break. Swept them 3 great games at home. The Brewers dominated and won the series. And now you would think going back to LA, the Brewers would have their hands full with these guys. The Dodgers had just won the final 2 games of their series with the Giants before the All-Star break. And you figure, okay, Giants had their the Dodgers had their funk, and now it's the Brewers' chance to feel the wrath of the Dodgers. Not at all. Brewers found all sorts of ways to win all 3 of those games in Los Angeles. For the first time since 2006, a team has gone 6-0 and unbeaten against the Dodgers in one season. That would be the Milwaukee Brewers. Unbelievable. I mean, we go with Friday night with Priester striking out 10, and they win a 2-0 game. Come back Saturday, Freddie Peralta. Yeah, he wasn't classic Freddie. Brewers had a 4-0 lead. Freddie let that lead slip away. And you're thinking, okay, here come the Dodgers. They're finally waking up. But the Brewers bounce right back and take the lead thanks to Isaac Collins and company. And they never look back. And they win again. And then on Sunday, Brewers get down 3-0 with Quintana. Ohtani hits an opposite field shot. And you might be thinking, here we go. This is Brewers took 2 of 3 from LA. But Milwaukee comes right back. Okay. And ties the game. They're down 4-3 later in the game. And what happens? Isaac Collins, who I saw on Twitter, someone nicknamed him Isaac Clutchies or Clutchers. Isaac the Clutch, not Isaac Collins, whatever it is. Isaac Collins, a guy who we never talked about Isaac Collins in the offseason. Not once did we ever talk about Isaac Collins. He made this team as like the 25th man. All right. So he gets a shot because of injuries in the outfield. And not only is he been coming up with all sorts of clutch hits, but he's graded with all the analytics as the best defensive left fielder in baseball. And the Brewers are paying this guy in bubblegum. They're paying him nothing. And Isaac Collins has been one of the best producers in left fielder in baseball. He's been, look at how many clutch hits Isaac Collins has come through, home runs, and you name it. After the game, Pat Murphy said, we're just a bunch of average Joes, a bunch of guys nobody has ever heard of. And you're right. First of all, nobody's ever heard of these Milwaukee Brewers anyway, because none of the national guys, really As I've been telling you guys for a long, long time, none of the national guys care about the Milwaukee Brewers. But you know what? Now the Brewers are on this little 19-game over the 500 mark run here, and they've got these two massive winning streaks. And what are they now? Tied for the best record in baseball. And by the way, tied for the divisional lead as well with the Cubs. Oh, yeah. Now some of these national guys want to all jump aboard. See, the LA Times wrote an article calling Milwaukee America's team. All right. And some of these other national guys are jumping aboard. Yeah, now everybody's going to be trickling into Milwaukee. And fine, that's great. The Brewers are breaking the mold. They are the team that nobody wants to face these guys. A bunch of average Joes outperforming, out hustling. There was a ball on Saturday that split the gap in Los Angeles, and it got kicked around out there. And Perkins ended up at third base. You can't do that stuff against the Brewers. You start kicking the ball around a little bit and be lackadaisical like the Dodgers were a few times this weekend, the Brewers are going to beat you. They thrive on beating teams that take them for granted or, treat them like, there's some like a senior high school basketball player would take getting guarded by a fourth grader. That's how some of these teams, I feel, treat the Milwaukee Brewers. We can fumble the ball around here and there. We got Ohtani and all these other guys. We'll catch up. We'll make up for it. And then Jose Quintana goes out. As I mentioned earlier today on that short video I did after the game, nobody wanted Jose Quintana. The Brewers signed him for 1 year at $4.5 million. Look how many guys would want to have Jose Quintana. Goes 6 innings, 4 hits. 6 innings on 4 hits. I mean, Matt Arnold, as much as we want to criticize the Brewers not making any moves, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit here, this guy's been amazing. And so is Pat Murphy. Okay? I read, I believe it was in the Journal-Sentinel on Sunday night. The Brewers are like one of the worst teams in baseball on barreling up a baseball. They just win games, squib base hits, taking the extra base. ABC baseball. ABC baseball. Kurt Hogue put out a tweet from the Journal-Sentinel about Jackson Chourio hustling around third base and scoring before the out could be made over at third base to end the inning. He was going to score easily, but Chourio's coming around third base like there's going to be a play at the plate, but he's trying to score before the runner gets thrown out at third base. Smart baseball. Great, smart baseball. That is what's going to get it done. The Brewers are the most intelligent. I watch a lot of baseball, and I've been around this game a long time. This is the smartest baseball team I've ever seen. Okay? And I'm telling you, this goes to the 82 Brewers, for all their talents that they had, and they had a lot of it, and they played smart baseball. They had Ted Simmons, and he was one of the smartest guys in baseball, and they played good baseball. Okay, these guys don't have that talent. The 82 Brewers have. They don't have 5 Hall of Famers, but they're going out, getting that old guy over, and getting him in, stealing second base, doing things that, again, a bunch of average Joes. Durbin over at third base, who I personally ran down all season long. I said, this is who the Brewers are going to put over at third base. Caleb Durbin. Now, I think his future's at second base, but this is the guy who they're going to play third base, the guy who's never going to, who's that tall and doesn't have a lot of power. He led the Arizona Fall League in stolen bases. That's the guy we're going to go with at third base. And Oliver Dunn? Well, Oliver Dunn, that turned out to be a mistake. But Caleb Durbin, when he was called up, he's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. Maybe he should have made the team out of spring training. They called him up, and he's been fantastic. They gave him the third base job because he fits the mold that Pat Murphy wants with a team like this. A guy who's going to give 150%, a guy who's going to get his jersey dirty, a guy who's going to put his face in the dirt, and that's Caleb Durbin. Yeah, and I was like, Caleb Durbin, why are we putting this guy? This is what we got from Devin Williams? A lot of us were wrong on that, including me. Yeah, his batting average he's not batting 350. Clutch base hits, clutch homers, walk-offs. He had the big RBIs on Friday night, both RBIs, the home run and an RBI double. I mean, every time he gets up to the plate, hard contact, left field line. His pull rate has been outstanding. Opposite field, once in a while. He had a walk-off hit last week opposite field, but his pull rate, amazing. I mean, Caleb Durbin, a guy the Yankees really didn't want. Yankees said some stuff in the offseason that, I mean, Boone, their manager, talked about, well, this kid's got a chance at cracking the lineup and maybe being an impact player of this team. I thought all along that Boone was just basically propping up Caleb Durbin so the organization could trade him. And I know we're only through a half a season, but I love the gritty plays. Getting the most out of his ability. Still, I'd rather see him at second base eventually in the long run, but I don't think we can replace him at third base. I don't think we should right now. Isaac Collins, well, we're going to get to that as well. I mean, Isaac Collins has just been terrific in the outfield as well. And he's another guy who now maybe I'm second guessing whether or not the Brewers need to do an upgrade right there. And I know the Brewers are doing it to us again, right? Some of you guys are saying, well, here we go with the Milwaukee Brewers, razzling and dazzling us in the regular season. 6 months of great baseball, 2 days of bad baseball in October. And that's the way it's been. I get it. I totally get it. And if people aren't aboard, I totally get it. Because, yeah, part of me is the same way. I'm delirious that this team has got the best record in baseball. Absolutely. None of us expected this. But, yeah, part of me is like, well, let's see what we're going to do in October now, right? Because ultimately, that's the barometer. You can go out and sweep the Dodgers in a 6-game series, but if you fall flat in your face in October, who really cares? And that summer of fun that you gave us all this entertainment throughout the summer, only to fall flat in your face in October, that's not going to fly. We've put up with it the last couple of years. Yeah, and this team does got to make some noise in October. But I'm going to put that on hold right now and just enjoying at the fact that the Brewers are 2 more wins away from burger time with George Webb's, right? 2 more times. You know, we it's not like they're giving away prime ribs or anything like that. They're giving away 69-cent hamburgers. But we go crazy over the fact that the Brewers, if they win 12 in a row, we're going to get the free burgers, right? It's a great breakfast spot and all that. But we go crazy over the fact that, well, 2 more wins, there's the burger. I mean, what a genius marketing thing. Giving away burgers and all the publicity, because anytime the Brewers get on a winning streak, we hear about George Webb's, right? And now we're 2 wins away from that again happening. We were teased earlier in the year with the 8-game winning streak. I'm telling you, it's a Brewers love fest today. It is. It's just, how can you, like I said at the beginning, how can you not wrap your arms around this baseball team? Did it all weekend without Sal Frelick as well. He went on the injured list. Blake Perkins was fine out there. He contributed with his glove and with his bat this weekend. These guys, man. One more thing before I take a quick break. Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers, he was fuming in the locker room after the game. Fuming. He cut off an interview. He cut it short and says, guys, I need to stop. You know, he talked about, us losing. Guys, I got to cut myself out right here because I'm going to get myself in trouble. I am going to get myself in trouble. Means he's embarrassed that the Brewers came in there and swept the 3-game series, embarrassed that the Brewers swept the 3-game series last week at Anthem Field. Yeah, he was embarrassed. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Yeah, the Dodgers got all those stars. And yeah, when Mookie Betts is at bat, the base is loaded and Uribe, and it's unraveling. I mean, we got our heart in our throats, right? We got our heart in our throats. And Betts smacks that ball on the screws right at Perkins for the final out. Oh, man. Elation. I could hear all down my street like it was a Packer game. And down my street, you know, in the summertime, people got the windows open. I could hear roars in my neighborhood on that final out because people are watching that game. Beautiful day in Wisconsin, but people were staying inside. We were watching that game. Watching the Milwaukee Brewers win their 10th in a row, go to 59-40. 59-40, and move into a first-place tie with the Chicago Cubs. We come back. Should the Brewers make any moves? That is the biggest question that's on people's minds. We talk about it a lot lately. We'll get into that coming up next. I got an answer for you after this timeout here on Locked On Brewers. Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Good to have you along here on Locked On Brewers. We're brought to you in part by FanDuel. FanDuel. I hope you did not bet on the Dodgers this weekend, but you're on Milwaukee getting points, getting the number each and every day. The money line, you're in favor. You got what on Friday night plus 150 or 160. Saturday, you got what plus 120, and then Sunday plus 140 or so. So, hey, you probably could buy a yacht right now if you've had the Brewers all season. And if you've gone to FanDuel, you might own FanDuel as well. You can get in the game in FanDuel with all their new promotions, their fun ways to bet. Their app keeps it fresh, and their live betting is just outstanding at FanDuel. New to FanDuel, well, new customers, you bet $5, and you're going to get $150 in bonus bets if that first bet wins. Open up the FanDuel app today. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. And trust me, the payouts are great. The live betting is great. It's all good. FanDuel right now, bet $5, get $150 bonus bets right in your account if that first $5 bet wins. FanDuel.com. Get started today. Visit them on their app. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. By the way, get us on Google, Spotify, Apple. If you're already watching us on the YouTube channel, go to Google, Spotify, Apple. We're on all the major downloads of Locked On on those podcast platforms. Wherever there's several dozen of them. Wherever you want to go, just punch in Locked On Brewers and hit the subscribe button on all that and hit the alert, and we'll get that episode to you every day, free here on Locked On Brewers. If you're already downloading us on the audio version, and I hear from a lot of people all over not all over the state, all over the country, all over the world. Heard from a guy in Arkansas the other day. The guy in Arkansas, he told me, "Hey, Chuck, I've been down in Arkansas since I've been stationed down here, and you're my only connection to the Milwaukee Brewers. Made my day." Guy from England messaged me. A guy from Indiana messaged me the other day. Told me he was Tim Johnson, the former Brewers nephew. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Brewers. I mean, I can't tell you how much. And if you're listening to us on the audio platforms, please go to our growing YouTube page, search Locked On Brewers, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That'll alert you every time we drop an episode. And by all means, hit me up on Twitter as well, Chuck Freeman. Best way to get one-on-one with me if you got a question or you want to drop me a note. And man, your stories are phenomenal. And when you write me, don't think you have to say, "Hey, sorry if I'm gonna cut loose here on you and write you a long note." I read it all. They're all great stories. I love it. I love your Brewer stories. Hit me up on Twitter and go to your DMs and message me in your DMs and tell me, where you're listening from, where you're from, when you tune in. Guys sent me pictures and all that. Somebody sent me while they were working on their car the other day, and they had the TV he had his TV in his garage, and he had Locked On Brewers on. Man, I appreciate that. Taking time to do that, taking time to write me. And of course, you ever have a question, please hit me up on that as well. DM me, Chuck Freeman. You go to YouTube, you see it there, FREIMUND. All right. Man, I'm so excited. I'm stumbling on my words here today. I'm so fired up over this baseball team. 8:40 tonight is the first pitch. Man, we got to wait all night and all day and all morning for this. And when the Brewers are playing like this, man, I'm beside myself. And I was thinking this weekend, well, first it was on TV on Thursday that Jerry Augustine put the bug in my ear when we were on TV that we were talking about trades and what the Brewers need to do. And I was talking about Suarez of Arizona. I think a lot of us are. And he said, boy, do you really want to mess up the chemistry of this team? This chemistry is so good. And he was talking about Ortiz, living with Ortiz. He's so good defensively. You can live with him, maybe not hitting so well. And Durbin has been outstanding. And this guy, and Isaac Collins out in left field. And I'm buying into that right now. I mean, right? I almost don't want to make a move because the chemistry is so good. And I know you got to upgrade. And maybe we're all on a high right now because the Brewers are just amazing. 38-15 since mid-May. So it's easy to buy in and say, maybe we don't need a move in here. Well, the Josh Hader trade, when the Brewers traded Hader, that worked in the wrong direction because they traded Hader and it turned out to be a disaster. If the Brewers make a trade and replace one of these guys on this team in their position, that could work against them too. So I'm thinking this Josh Hader thing, it could work in reverse where the Brewers could make a trade and think they're bettering themselves and their buyers, and maybe it destroys the chemistry of this team. So I think right now, I don't know. Let's see how this plays out a little bit. What day is it today? It is going into it's 21st. So we got 10 days. We should know right now if we should make a trade or not. But I mean, I don't know. I just would hate to mess with the chemistry. And by all means, Arnold came out and did say they're not trading Peralta. And that's a given because that would be the absolute death of this team. As far as he's one of the guys in this team. He's one of the big brothers on this team. He's one of the heart and souls of this team, Freddie Peralta. You're going to trade him maybe in the offseason, but you ain't trading him now. So I'm saying right now, as weird as this sounds, maybe the Brewers don't need to make a move. Maybe we just ride this thing out. Right? I mean, Isaac Collins, I've been saying maybe we needed another left fielder, someone better than Isaac Collins, but the guy continues to go out and be well defensively. And look at the clutch hits he's had this weekend. He was batting cleanup in the order. And we all got the Sunday lineup, right? The Sunday lineup that I talked about. I explained it to a few guys on the Locked On Network this weekend. The Sunday lineup is when the Brewers, after they win the first two games of the series against anybody, it seems like that third game, they put in a mail-in lineup where I feel like they just draw out of a hat. Monasterio is going to be there. And you're going to have guys in weird spots. And tonight, or on Sunday, they had Isaac Collins in the cleanup spot. And he comes through with a 2-run single. Unbelievable. So right now, I don't know. I don't know if I'd make a move. Quick break. Talk about Seattle coming up next. Big series with the Mariners, who are a playoff team right now. We'll get to that coming up next here on Locked On Brewers. SupplyHouse.com is another great sponsor here of Locked On Brewers. Supply House, guys in my neighborhood, as this podcast is dropping, are leaving my neighborhood and going out and doing plumbing, HVAC, electrical work, making this country run with what they do. And Supply House is a reliable way to order products online to help you guys out there who are contractors with your plumbing or HVAC and your electrical work. Easy to use website. inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 of the top brands. You'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. You need help with an order, Supply House is going to be right there, live person on the phone line. You'll talk to a real person. You won't have to go to 15 prompts and talk to a recording that'll get back to you in 3 days. Free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks, dedicated phone line, free shipping, discounts in every order, and thousands of skilled professionals have already taken advantage of their Trade Master program. Join it today. Supplyhouse.com/TM. Start ordering your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Use the promo code SH5, 5% off your first order. Supplyhouse.com, supplyhouse.com. All right. Seattle, the Mariners, right now they are 4 games behind Houston in the NL West, or the American League West. And they're second in the wild card. It's got beat 2-3 this weekend by Houston. Obviously, you know about Cal Raleigh, major league leader in home runs, home run derby champ. A Rose Arena on a roll as well. That guy is amazing. We saw him in the playoffs a few years ago with Tampa. That guy is unreal. It's not going to be easy against. It's not going to be easy against any team, but. Man, I love the Brewers' chances going, and I see they're already under. Woodruff is on the hill against George Kirby, and George Kirby's not bad, but he's not Brandon Woodruff. And the Brewers are already underdogs on Monday night against Seattle. Woodruff, a couple of quick notes on him. He has given up 3 home runs this year, but he has struck out 18, and in 2 starts so far since coming off rehab and being off for nearly 2 years. In his 2 starts, he has not allowed a walk. Brandon Woodruff. I like the Brewers' chances to make it 11 in a row on Monday night. On Tuesday, it'll be the Miz against Logan Gilbert. And then on Wednesday, Priester against Luis Castillo, the former Red. He's been in Seattle for the last 3 or 4 years. Been pitching really well as of late. So 2 8:40 starts Central Time Monday and Tuesday, and then like a 2:30 start on Wednesday afternoon. And of course, we'll be here after all these late night, early morning dropping podcasts for you, talking Brewers baseball with you. I mentioned earlier, Frelick on the injured list. Jake Bowers goes on the injured list as well. Guy is just 5 for his last 48 since June 1st. 5 for his last 48. Been dealing with a shoulder issue. He's going to get it checked out again. But Bowers goes on the injured list, and Tyler Black gets called up. Been playing a lot of left field in Nashville. And the Brewers say they're probably going to use him in left field some more. But not in place of our guy Collins, right? Keep Collins out there. Keep running him out there. That is going to do it for this edition of Locked On Brewers, man. Man, it's fun. This is a great time. I'm amped up. I'm fired up for this series with Seattle. Brewers come home. And, on Friday, they'll be celebrating the 25th anniversary of the stadium, AmFam Field. Before at Miller Park, the home run derby with all the former Brewers legends. We'll get all those. We'll talk about that later in the week as well. Plus, we're gonna have a mailbag a little bit later on in the week as well. So, but man, enjoy the game. If you can't stay up late on Monday night tonight, we'll have everything covered for you first thing Monday morning. If you got to get up early in the morning, I'll be there for you, wrapping it up and talking about all the nuts and bolts and looking ahead to Tuesday's game. So don't worry about that. I got your boy covered. Chuck Freeman, Locked On Brewers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Have yourself a great Monday, everybody.